Sixpence mode. I'm a huge Prodigy head. I'll never shy away from a really energetic, high performance. Are they dope? That would be the antithesis of what I'm striving for here. To be honest, I think I would have been incredibly self-destructive in that time period. What the biggest lessons in his life have been? What is he most proud of? That's another artist I feel really connected to. I feel like I would have great conversations with him. You don't want to feel like the artist painted all 50 paintings in that room for the specific purpose of that exhibition. It's probably why I appeal to you, bro, because it's just been so influential on me. The music stops, the mic is off, who am I? Man, that's an interesting question because I definitely feel like Sixpence is more of a persona, as is, I feel like that's, and most people in music can say that, but hip hop especially, like people really adopt a persona, and it's become so glaringly clear to me that I have that, especially when I'm performing. Like for instance, I know I'm like kind of sidebarring real quick, but when I perform at like, you know, raw hip hop gigs, I really get into this like Sixpence mode where I go up on the stage and I just like let all the certain feelings I've been repressing throughout the weeks out or whatever, in a dope way. But then like I might get invited to like go rap at some like indie gig or like some house party, which is really chill, which is not very like 8 Mile fucking hip hop. And I'm like, also I have to rap as Jaden now, not Sixpence, you know what I mean? And it's difficult. So that's something I'm really trying to work on. To answer your question, man, I don't know. I'm always creative, so I'm always writing. I'm always making beats. I'm always watching films to try and inspire my writing, to try and find samples to use in my production. I enjoy reading, but yeah. I'm also quite social. I'm quite extroverted, but I'm also, I would say I'm an ambivert. So I swing hard both ways. Like I isolate really hard, but then when I'm feeling it, I'm very extroverted. Yeah. That's the one I could talk about for a while. I need a long time to think about, so I hope that's enough. I really get into this like Sixpence mode. I could see myself going back to a few different areas. I'm a fucking nostalgia head first and foremost. I could easily say like New York 90s to be able to experience like being in the culture while Wu-Tang, Nas, whoever the fuck was coming out. Like, be incredible. But I also would love to be part of the rave scene in the 90s in England. I'm a huge Prodigy head. I love Chemical Brothers. Big beats, like one of my favorite genres. But I also like drum and bass, garage. I think that would have been a really exciting time to be a part of. But to be honest, I think I would have been incredibly self-destructive in that time period. That's kind of one that I fantasize about, but I'm kind of glad I missed out on because I don't trust myself to be able to go through it responsibly. Yeah, I also, I love the 70s as well, but, there's always it's easy to romanticize time periods. But yeah, I just think the musicality in the 70s was really dope. There's the whole free love thing going on. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one to answer, but generally I'm going to say 90s for sure. And I don't want to talk about the 80s. We don't talk about the 80s. No, 80s are cool, just not for me. I'm a fucking nostalgia head first and foremost. Well, I hope the artist isn't dead when I'm stuck in the lift with him. My mind's going a few different places. I love Santana. I think he's a really, really interesting dude. I really respect the person he is, his musicality, his adventurousness with music, the influences he takes on, his sense of spirituality. Tupac would be cool because everyone's just so attracted to his personality, you know what I mean? Flip Tricks would be dope. That's another artist I feel really connected to. I feel like I would have great conversations with him. Yeah, those are the three I would go to off the top of my head. I would just love to pick Santana's brain about, I feel like he's the age he is now or whatever, just like what the biggest lessons in his life have been. What is he most proud of? Like, because I don't know if you know much about him. He used to live in a Buddhist retreat for 10 years with other famous musicians and but he also fights to keep his career relevant, and I don't think he's the sort of person to try and do that for chasing coin. And yeah, even that Supernatural album that came out in '99 that had Smooth and Maria on it or whatever, they He put Fuji's on there. He had Everlast on there. He had fucking Chemical Brothers on there. Like, that's really interesting for me, you know? And Flip Tricks, like, same thing. He birthed such a potent movement that, like, just touched the hearts of so many people internationally. But he's such a grounded, humble dude. And I'd love to know what his experience has been like. And Tupac, I don't know. I just want to hear him talk. I just want to hear him talk. I don't know. Who the hell knows what you're going to get up to with that guy? He's probably going to like bust, but he's going to probably bust through the elevator and start climbing up like the thing. Well, I hope the artist isn't dead when I'm stuck in the lift with him. Latest release is my album Portraits. Came out at the start of February. Created over a 6-year time period. The way I described it to people is that it's my greatest hits of unreleased music. You know what I mean? Like, I picked the songs that were my favorites from the vault that, coincidentally or not, feel like they could be packaged up together for a cohesive project. And yeah, and I think that was a really organic way to create something, because none of those songs were created, you know, for a strict intent for something specific. I just got to, it's just like, I don't know, like if you go to, it's funny because it's called Portraits, but if you go to an art exhibition from an artist, you don't want to feel like the artist painted all 50 paintings in that room for the specific purpose of that exhibition. You want to feel like the person was in their own world when they were painting it. They got lost in it. They were creating purely for the sake of creating. And that's how you can get like the maximum sense of beauty from something or authenticity from something, but they're still representative of the artist's work, and they're cohesive because it's the artist's style and it's an exhibition. And even in the vinyl, like in the foreword, I talk about like it being acting as an exhibition. They were creating purely for the sake of creating. I'm working on a lot of things right now. I'm chipping away at quite a few projects. Is that Wu-Tang Type 1 that I was telling you about? I'm really excited to share that because it's going to be like packed with a lot of great features, mostly Australians and international as well. And I'm excited for that one because it's going to showcase a lot of my production skills. So that's pretty much, except for one track, it's all self-produced. And I've taken my time with it. It has lots of different vibes with the instrumentality or the production styles. So there's that. I'm also working on an album with a really prolific Australian producer called Jace, who was kind of like produced some of the first records for like Australian hip hop pioneers. And we've slowly but surely been smashing out songs, and I've been really happy with how they're turning out. And I'm really excited for my boy Dids, who was on Don't Sleep on my album Portraits, for him to release his debut EP, which I'm producing a few tracks on as well. And I'm recording it and I'm pretty much mixing it. So it's kind of like, it's definitely his project, but I feel like I'm playing a big hand in it as well. So that's why I'm excited for it to come out. Yeah. So yeah. And then other bits and bobs here and there, but I would say those are the big ones because it's going to be like packed with a lot of great features. I would say that I make quite raw, honest boom bap with a creative edge, whether that shines through the production choices, but I would say it's typically through writing style. I'd say that my specific kind of writing style or boom bap output, it's not always boom bap. Do you know some people like differentiate boom bap and lo-fi? I kind of put them together because I feel like lo-fi typically has a boom bap feel, even though it's soft sometimes. Anyway, lo-fi, sometimes I do like trappy sort of stuff, but I would say that with my writing style, it's very referential, and I like pulling weird things together and making them relate through like a reference or something. And yeah, and I think that's where Jam Baxter's influence plays a big part with me, because the way he approaches writing metaphors and things like that really stood out to me, and it's really unique. And in fact, just the whole UK style is just, it's probably why I appeal to you, bro, because it's just been so influential on me. Like Jess, Chester P, Kaiser, Kalashnikov, you know, Farmer G and High Focus and Split Profits, and geez, I could just go on and on. But I just think that the pen game, you found a Yo-Go Cop as well, like Alliterate, Benedict. Oh, yo, I'll put you on later. I always really related to those guys because they were young dudes that you could tell they were like really influenced by High Focus and, you know, the guys above them. So like similar age to me, a little bit older, but they created their own movement and they were so dope and just ran with it. And then they like ended up like opening up for like Immortal Technique when they were like 17 years old, and Yeah, and I got to meet one of the members at Boomtown last year, because I went to Boomtown last year, and Alliterate I even leased some beats off him for portraits. He produced Heat and Roosters, and Alliterate was one of the artists on the roster. Anyway, yeah, sorry for that detour, but yeah, because I went to Boomtown last year. I've been infatuated with this shit since I was about 13, and I'm 27 now, so quite a while. And I was writing around that time period, and I started producing at 15, and it has definitely just been an obsession, you know. So yeah, and it's definitely it's a coping mechanism for me too, man, you know. And I'm so glad I have it. The word success means fulfillment, and that can, I think, has kind of two-part in terms of feeling fulfilled and actually fulfilling your potential. Because I feel like as a human being on this earth, we have an obligation to ourselves to reach our best potential for ourselves and for those around us. And I don't think that's something that we should shy away from. And some people, and it's tough because we might not always be in the best position to do that, but if you shy away from it, I feel like you're kind of, it's just doing yourself a disservice. But yeah, I would say that, and I would say just having a positive impact on the world, and yeah, getting your mind right, getting yourself right, taking care of yourself. Yeah, I would say that's what success is. It's such a loaded question. Jeez. You feel more connected to yourself and everything around you than you ever have before. I think that's what it is. I think it takes a lot of unlearning certain things in life to really like get through your own barriers, to be able to connect to yourself and to things around you. And yeah, I feel like when you're at your most healthiest, physically, mentally, spiritually, is when that starts to happen. So that's why you really got to take care of yourself, so you can be the best version of yourself, so you can connect to your exterior in like the most authentic way. Feel more connected to yourself and everything around you than you ever have before. I think that's what it is. I just want to be, I don't know, I'd like there to just be a catalog that I feel like to be left that felt really authentic and pure and potent, yeah, and just exhibited lots of different dimensions. I feel like portraits was like a platter of what's to come, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I'd love to be able to like get my production out there more and facilitate the growth of other artists, just as some other artists have been investing in me along the way. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Portraits was like a platter of what's to come, you know what I mean? So, yeah, one thing people don't know about me. So yeah, I suppose it's pretty well known that I'm a record collector. That's a big one. But yeah, I really enjoy learning about spirituality and history and geography. A new skill I've acquired is I can name all the 196 countries and their capitals and their flags. And that's because like I've been running these quizzes with my classes, and we try to see how many countries we can name in 15 minutes. And it's funny because like all the kids really get around it, and there's always like a few like geography nerds that like really get into it, and like it's really fun one to do with the kids. Yeah, I would say that. I also, yeah, I love the beach as well. I don't know, it's a random one, but I love the beach. I love being by the ocean in general. Love the sunshine. I'm very sunshine dependent. So now that we're getting close to winter, like I'm finding that tough. Yeah, I'd say that. Oh yeah, and I would love to start my own band sometime. Like I want to make like a hip hop reggae style band that also explores like Afro rhythms and stuff like that, because I love that style of music. And I'd love to be able to play percussion in it as well because of my drumming background. Performing, straight up. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to do like Bulls on Parade or something on that motherfucker. Like it's something crazy. Whip out Firestarter. No, I'll never shy away from a really energetic, high performance. That's actually my default. So yeah, that doesn't intimidate me. That sounds epic. Are they dope? Are they dope? It's funny, that wouldn't even be my first question. It wouldn't be like, how do they get my beat? It'd be like, are they dope? No, how they get my beat would be my first question. But yeah, let's be like, all right, turn that shit up. Let's see what you got. Are they dope? God, nah, I'm rebelling. No way, no way. That that would be the antithesis of what I'm striving for here, you know? So I can't, I couldn't do it. And I'm not trying to blow up, I'm not trying to blow up anyway, you know? So, nah, I can't.